Hello and welcome to the Dive Line, or welcome back to the Dive Line, a podcast and YouTube channel all about scuba diving. We'll have everything from the latest scuba news to gear reviews, dive locations, guests, and all kinds of scuba chit chat. All really exciting stuff coming up. Uh, I'm one of the hosts. I'm Jim, and with me here is Craig. And coming in remotely from somewhere in Europe, I believe Germany, is Matt.
The Netherlands, but close enough.
The Netherlands.
Close to Germany.
I'm, I'm,
So,
I'll be in Germany tomorrow at least.
well, I knew Germany was.
He was coming
I knew
into the.
Germany
Yeah,
was somewhere. He did
yeah,
mention
yeah,
Germany
Yeah.
earlier.
yeah.
So yeah,
We're not still going to be talking tomorrow, are
no,
we? So when he gets to Germany,
no. But he's somewhere in Europe, and he's coming in remotely. So, chaps, I thought before we get too far into the podcast, obviously there are people out there who have seen us on YouTube and have heard our podcast, so know who we are and know who Matt is as well, from previous podcasts that we've done. But I thought for the new sort of subscribers that come on and new people listening to us, it'd be a good idea just to tell everybody just a little bit about ourselves, and obviously why we're doing this, really,
what we've been doing.
why we're talking so much about diving.
Yeah, sounds good.
So, and I thought, Matt, why don't we start with you?
Well, why not? What would you like to know, or should I just start reeling off,
Yeah, just
reeling off the
just
line,
yeah, reading off the dive line, yeah.
reeling off the dive line?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, like how you started in scuba diving and why you're scuba diving, what qualifications you've got, things
yeah.
like, just so everybody knows that, when you do talk, you do know what you're talking about, really.
Yeah, yeah, which I don't, but we can gloss over that. It's
Yeah,
the joy of editing, isn't it? Well,
exactly.
yeah. Well, I've always had an interest in it. I've always had an interest in the underwater world from being a young boy. I grew up in Weymouth, so every summer holiday we were down the beach and in the sea, usual sort of stuff. And it wasn't until the early 2000s where I met a good friend of mine, and he had just recently returned from Egypt. And he then told me that he had done his training before he went to Egypt in Norwich. So that sort of kind of blew my mind, thinking, well, what do you mean I'll go scuba diving in Norwich? It's a city. And it just instantly also thought all the beach stuff here are rubbish because sadly in Suffolk the visibility is dreadful, unfortunately. Anyway, cut a long story short, I
Yeah,
went
please do.
yeah, spoke to school, certified. Within the week, I was flying out to Thailand, 3 weeks out there, did my advance, and just gradually built up from there. So about 2007, 8, something like that. Just on and off when I could with work, and I've slowly built my way up to being a PADI open water scuba instructor. That's where I'm at the moment. I've dipped my toe into the technical world, sort of getting a bit more involved with that slowly but surely. Just need the time and practice really, just to really start not perfecting it, obviously, but getting more time and more competent with it. So that's the sort of long term sort of next step for me.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Craig, what about you? And do keep it short.
Uh, so I started diving in 1993 in the Maldives, and I regularly go back to the Maldives. Just incredible diving for, if you like the big stuff and you're into your photography and videography, manta rays and whale sharks and that sort of stuff. So I try and get a Maldives trip in every year. Been doing plenty of diving since we've been gone. A lot of Red Sea diving, and anything that involves getting the camera underwater. That's about me.
That is about
Is
it.
that short enough?
That was good. I'm
Yeah.
impressed. I'm impressed.
I reckon yours, Jim, would be even shorter, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, probably. Yeah. So I came late to diving. I started um, not that long ago, really. But I am a scuba diving instructor. I actually learned to, did my instructor exam with you, Matt.
You did, yeah.
We did it together, and my whole focus about diving is slightly different to you guys. Matt's a technical diver and loves wrecks and going deep. Craig's photography. I actually just like quite shallow diving, I just love the colours, the wildlife, and bimbling along and forgetting what's above the surface, really. So, that's my diving. And I haven't been for a while, but maybe we can actually get onto that. Because we've been off air for what a few years, let's say.
Yeah.
It's been quite a surface interval, hasn't it?
It's been a very long surface
It has
interval.
been, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm glad to be back. We were talking about this earlier. We're glad to be back, and we're glad that Matt's joined us.
And we've got some really exciting plans of some of the things we've got coming up,
Oh, we got
which we'll talk
yeah,
about later.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely.
So in a minute, we've got some news coming up in the world of scuba. First of all, we're going to have a little chat about what we've been up to over the last few years since our YouTube channel and podcast was on a sabbatical. I've, for the last few years, carried on focusing more on diving abroad. I've liked diving in the Red Sea. Everyone knows about some of the problems with fires on board, and I know the Red Sea has lost a lot of its trade, and I found a new way to dive the Red Sea, shore-based diving in an incredible place. I'm going back in December, and in a later episode we will do a whole feature on going diving in the Red Sea, which is incredible, but another option to liveaboards. I've been diving a little bit here in the UK. I've been doing the Maldives every year, a bit of Malta, off to Lundy in 2 weeks' time to go and dive with the seals. Matt, what have you been up to?
Well, for the last nearly 20 years, I've been up the road and away with work. But since COVID, the whole world has changed. Touring obviously came to an abrupt halt, and so I had quite a major shift in my work. And I now basically don't really go out of East Anglia most of the time with my work. So it's changed somewhat. But I also do a fairly regular international job, which is why I'm in the Netherlands at the moment. I deliver pets around Europe. So I've delivered a dog to Amsterdam today. I'm down on way to Salzburg to pick up 2 more dogs to bring back to London, and then probably back out to Berlin to bring another dog back into England. So little jolly out, just to make a change. But the great thing about being home a lot more means I can do a lot more teaching. So I've been in the pool a lot more. I really enjoy doing tri dives and scuba reviews. I just find them really good fun. And just watching people sort of get it or remember it, I really enjoy that. And trying to get as many shore dives in on the UK as I possibly can. It gives me a chance to break out the old back mount single tank, because that's all we need. And again, as Jim said earlier, we've got the wreck, the Rosalie. She's 6 to 7 meters absolute maximum, and it's just so much fun. I actually been diving with my good buddy Kat, and she is really good with her navigation, and she's got a few sort of health issues, which means she can't do the big arduous walk up the beach. So she will drift out to the wreck and drift back with the tide, and doing it that way with her navigation being spot on, you just get like a half-hour, 40-minute drift out to it with all the different bits of wildlife and stuff like that. Then you've got the wreck, and then you drift back with it again. It's just an absolutely fantastic dive. And as Jim said, you don't need to go deep or for too long. You can have a wonderful dive. And as I said before, when I first sort of started, I just wrote off UK shore diving or UK diving really, and it couldn't be further from the truth. There's so many good dive sites around the UK, inland and coastal. There's just so many opportunities here. There really is.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you planning a feature on that particular shore dive, the Rosalie, and some of the North Norfolk shore diving opportunities?
Yeah, so hopefully with my time away now, I've got a whole load of footage. I'm going to have the time to edit it, put together a video for the dive line on the YouTube channel, and just sort of talk about it, the entry, exit points, the history of it, and just do a little video of it. So people who are not maybe from Norfolk and haven't had the opportunity can see it. And if they're ever up this way, again, same as all shore diving, conditions, it all depends on them. They've been blown out this week, apparently, so I've been told that they've really dropped. But we look at June till possibly the start of October, so we've got a fairly good window, again, if conditions prevail. And that's just one of several that we can do as a relatively simple shore dive that even just your standard open water diver could come along and do fairly successfully.
And this time of year, do it in a wetsuit as well.
100%. Yeah, I was in a 5 mil wetsuit.
No.
Craig shape. I was in a 5 mil wetsuit, pair of gloves, didn't even have a hood. Water was 18, 19 degrees, I think it was. Yeah, it's
Nice.
fantastic. Yeah, really
I
nice.
wear a 5 mil wetsuit in the Red Sea. You're not getting me in Norfolk water. 5 mil
It's an
wetsuit.
age thing, I think.
I think it is. Yeah, Craig's obviously never studied Wim Hof and his cold water
No.
Clearly not.
ideas, has he?
Wetsuit in England, even in August.
You probably
Yeah.
wear a wetsuit in your dry suit for
Yeah.
insulation.
Yeah, then I'll wear a wetsuit.
Yeah.
Sometimes I put my dry suit over the top.
Yeah, that's it. I also, aside from diving as such, I host my own podcast, which is truck related. And I've written 2 truck related books, and I'm working on several more as well. So I have a monthly column in UK's biggest trucking magazine. So if you are a truck driver, it's pretty niche, I think, being a truck driver and a scuba diver and watching this, then you might well know my name or my work.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Whilst you're talking about scuba diving and trucking, Matt, do you want to mention Zenobia and what you've been doing there and the book coming up?
I can do, yeah. I've for God knows how many years now. It seems I've been working on a book on the Zenobia. Been researching it a lot. Finally got back out to her this summer. Spent an entire week diving it, photographing it, and just trying to catalogue it. Just absolutely wonderful. Scuba Tech in Cyprus, absolutely fantastic. If you ever go out to Cyprus, go and speak to Pete and Shelley. Hopefully going back next year again. The publishers are kind of on board who I use. I'm just trying to persuade them now that there really is the market for it. So it's well over halfway written. Just needs that sort of final push. And as soon as the publishers sort of say okay and give me the amount of photographs that I need, that's the key. That's the big stumbling block at the moment is that. So once we've got
for those
that,
that don't know the rec,
Beat
Matt,
me to it.
oh, sorry.
Beat me to it.
So, yeah, there will be people that don't know the Zenobia. Do you want to just give us a quick heads up on why there is the crossover between trucking and scuba interest from your point of view
yeah.
on that particular wreck?
Yeah. Okay. So from the truck driving world, the Middle East runs from like the UK out to all the Middle East Gulf countries was absolutely huge in the 70s into the 80s, where it started to peter off. To capitalise on this, a couple of ferry lines tried to operate ferries to skip out parts like Turkey, which is very attractive to the hauliers. So these ferries set off. This particular one was sailing from Yugoslavia into Syria, sort of unheard of nowadays. Well over 100 trucks on board, sank. I'm not going to go too much into it to spoil too much of the story, but what I will say, if you read it on Wikipedia or if you've ever been diving, as Craig has, I know, on there, the dive briefings that they give are completely and utterly wrong. Simple as that. They're totally wrong. It wasn't its maiden voyage. I'm not going to keep going on about it because I don't want to spoil the entire story. But this will set the record straight. That's the plan and theory of the actual history, what actually happened, the salvage, everything past and present. It's now considered one of the top 10 wreck dive sites in the world because there's, let's say, over 100 trucks on board. It's 2 kilometres from Larnaca Harbour. It's dead easy to get to, drop straight down onto it, and you can go advanced open water. Open water it's not worth doing because you're not going to see anything. But advanced open water, you can do all the outside to full on rebreather, full on wreck penetration. There's so much you could spend, as I did, a whole week, and you'll never see it all. You need a lot of time on there. It's a hell of a dive site.
It's a big wreck.
I can't wait to go back and do another week on the Zenobia.
Nor can I.
Just you mentioned about all the trucks on board. Not only are the trucks on board, the cargo on the trucks is still on the trucks on board, and there was it something like 25 years the government didn't allow any diving at all on the Zenobia for the first 20 years or 25 years.
No, there was Belgian divers on it within a month.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I've managed to trace them, and one of the guys has supplied me with a load of photographs from a month after it's sinking.
Wow.
Yeah. and he's hopefully going to find some more. I've contacted him again recently, and he's hopefully he's going to, because I know he's got more, because it made the press back in the day, and there's photos that were in the transport press at the time that he hasn't supplied with. So I know that there's more lurking about somewhere.
Excellent.
Yeah. So,
There's
but
an episode for
yeah. But
absolutely.
To be fair, they did get special permission, and it did take quite a long time for anyone else to actually get on there officially. But yeah, these guys got on there within a month, which is just incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
So, Jim, what have you been up to for the?
Nothing. Move on. Before I actually say that, I just want to say if anyone's watching on YouTube, there's obviously a bit of a lighting issue at the moment.
Because the sun's right.
The sun's right behind us because we're on Craig's boat.
How
We're actually sitting on the deck of Craig's boat.
We just rode here.
Yeah.
It's only a little boat.
So yeah, we just so at the moment the sun's right behind us while we're sitting on the river. Should we call it a river?
Yeah.
on the veranda.
On the veranda. So
Yeah. But we're not-
that's why.
But we're not but we're not going to complain about the sun in the UK in the summer.
God no,
Lovely to
God,
have,
no.
isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, myself, unfortunately, I haven't been diving so much at all in the last few years. I started a new business, which has taken a lot of time, a lot of time. And Matt loves a scuba review, so you know, I like a scuba review as well. Never thought I'd have to have one, but
But we're going to get you back in the pool, aren't we?
yeah, I'm going back in the pool,
In a few weeks.
see if I can handle it, see if I can remember.
Yeah.
Which I am looking forward to actually, but I'm sure I'll be doing other things as they come up now. I think I've still got it.
We'll soon
But
find
other
out.
than that,
Hang on it. Don't give it to Matt.
no, I've given it to Matt. Has made him lose his hair. So,
You're definitely doing a Caesar and a mask remove and replace.
yeah, I don't mind that. I love all that. But yeah, so other than that, I've moved around quite a bit. I know I'm no longer in Norfolk. I'm in Cambridge, or just outside Cambridge, and I've put a load of weight on and got fat. So yeah, that's about it for me, really. But
Preparing for
Waiting in that.
yeah, I did it. I've still got my instructor if I renew it, and I get my review done by Matt. So, but yeah, I mean, there's going to be things coming up, and I'm sure I'll. But yeah, other than that, it's really been focus on work and personal things. So, rather than scuba diving, unfortunately, that's had to take a back seat. But
that's when life takes over like that. It's especially with a new business. That's got to take precedence, unfortunately, isn't it?
yeah, and now is the time to it's got to a point where I've got a little bit of free time, and we've managed to all three of us get a bit of free time to start this again, and it's
But what you're describing there is so normal. There are so many
Yeah.
people that possibly watching that haven't dived for quite a long
Yeah.
time. I think it'd be worth us talking through the review process,
Of
review
course.
Matt, and letting people know about that and how it felt for you coming back
Yeah.
and the pool experience. Because
Yeah,
there's
I
a
think
lot
so,
of people that do have to, for whatever reason, have to take a break away from scuba and are thinking about coming back to it.
And to be honest, I'm an instructor. I've been an instructor, and I've got to that level. But I must admit, I'm a little not nervous, probably apprehensive about going in the pool.
Wouldn't be.
It's been such a long time, and being in that right headspace. I'm not obviously worried like I was first time around when I first started diving about removing my mask and putting that back on and doing the Caesars and all that. But actually getting all the gear on and getting in the pool and having a little pootle about is a little bit apprehensive, but
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll be fine. I'm going to be with Matt and Craig. You're going to look after me.
We'll look after you, mate. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it's been some time and you come to do a reactivate course as it's called, it's really simple. You have to put your gear together, but obviously myself or whoever is doing it is there just to help guide you. But the onus is on you trying to remember how to do it. Obviously, we're not gonna get you to do it wrong. Get geared up, get you in the pool. Really, it's a choice of if you want to do a giant stride in or put your gear together, get in the pool and gear up in there. And then there's just the set skills. Again, a master remove and replace, reg remove recovery, alternate air source, donor and receive, fin pivot, hover, emergency weight drop.
I don't want to do it now.
Without looking, I can't remember. I think there might be a couple of others, but it's the basic skills that you learn when you're doing your open water.
Yeah, you don't do them all though, do you? You don't do the full set. It's optional
No.
to do all of them.
That's it, yeah. And like I did one this week with a couple of ladies. They really enjoyed it, and they want to come back and do another one because they're going away in November, I think it is. So they've asked if I can do another review with them, or they're just going to have the pool for an hour, and we're just going to do various different skills just to get them a bit more confident and practice in the water, so they know what to do, sort of thing. So yeah, and that's all. Just just building people's confidence and making them happy and comfortable in the water, because it's all well and good passing and certifying, but if you don't use them skills, it's very easy to become rusty. And again, the master remove and replace. These ladies, one had only done 6 dives and one's done 20, and already one of them, I can't remember which one, has had their mask knocked off underwater. So it's again a flooded mask is so common, isn't it? Almost every dive you're going to get more. Or the dive I did when I was filming the Rosalie the other weekend, just all the way out and all the way back, just God's sake, water, just relentlessly leaking. So
when we do it, I must admit, I'd like to probably go through the full skill set.
Well, we can do that. It's not a problem.
Yeah, just I mean, I can remember most of it if I'm honest, but maybe in the time that I haven't done it, there's a new way of doing it. Who knows?
Possibly, yeah.
But I wouldn't mind going through it all and giving it a go and seeing where we get to, see if I can still do it.
In your hand signals?
Yeah, I'll leave my hand where it is because
fair enough.
But yeah. I mean, I haven't done a lot, but I still know about diving, and I still. I mean, with some of the stuff we've got quite a lot planned, haven't we? That's
we need you underwater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned some of the things we've got planned. Before we do news, do we want to have a chat about some of the things we've got planned?
Yeah, why not?
Do it now rather than
and then we'll end with the news.
Yeah.
Two things whilst you guys are thinking. First of all is the one I mentioned about the Red Sea and an alternate way of diving the Red Sea in a shore-based dive.
With that, I reckon it would be a good idea to get somebody from the dive industry, travel industry, to chat to us about liveaboards, because as much as I don't really want to say it so bluntly, I won't ever go on a liveaboard again.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons that we all know.
But it's interesting because I said exactly the same thing, and I've now booked on a liveaboard in April. But for those that don't know, I inspect boats for a living. So I walk on a boat and I see what's wrong. And I haven't dived a liveaboard for 6 years, and I am going back on a liveaboard, my first time for many years, in April next year. And it's a very new boat, and I'm confident with the changes that have been made in the industry that it's a good boat. But it would be really nice to have somebody, and I've got somebody in mind that we can try and do that. The other one that I've got separate from the Red Sea is we've been given the nod about a really exciting potential dive site here in the UK. It's an 11th century historic building that has river frontage, and we are going to plan a dive on that and document that with video and see what we find. We've been discussing how we're going to do it. We've got our metal detectors from previous episodes that we've done. So we're going to plan that in, and hopefully maybe October, November time, we'll start that and see what we turn up. But 11th century building, that historic building that's now in ruins, that's got frontage onto water. could turn up anything. So that's a couple that we've got planned from
And I
my
think
point of
if
view.
you look at the old images of this place, there's loads of docking areas, isn't there? That
That's right.
that
Yeah,
people, dropping items or falling off themselves with I don't know if they had pockets then, but or holding things that, there must be stuff
could be
down there.
anywhere.
And I
Yeah,
mean, it's exciting just to try and find out, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah,
Anything would be great,
yeah, yeah.
you know.
Because I enjoy metal detectors on the land, and just when you finally get that signal and you're digging, you think, what am I going to find? And then, especially if it's a coin, it's just like, yes, it's a good feeling.
But I think
So,
even just something that, because we're diving it as well, that yeah, I don't know, like a glass bottle that dates back that it obviously isn't magnetic or whatever or made of metal. So just finding something down there from that age
yeah,
is going to be unbelievable.
yeah.
yeah. So that's a couple of ideas from me, guys. What else have you got?
Matt?
Jim,
That's what yeah, we've got several guests lined up to chat to over the next few weeks, which
Some good ones. Yeah,
I'm really excited about because they're probably not the usual. Well, I know one of them is not the usual type of person we talk to. He is a diver, but he's quite controversial. But I'm looking forward to speaking to him. He's a friend of mine, but yeah, and we've found other people who are wanting to talk to us about specific subjects. So that's really quite exciting.
yeah,
Um,
we've got one who's launched a new app, which is really
yeah,
good and exciting. So yeah, get the word out on that. And
yeah, and it's a really good app.
yeah, it is. And another chap who is quite well known on YouTube for his diving, which I won't say any more because we don't want to spoil it too much.
Right. And of course, we're going to be hopefully doing some gear reviews like we did before because they always went down really well. We've got more than likely dive locations like you're doing Wayborn. I'm sure there's others that we're going to be doing that we obviously won't give too much away just at the moment. But
yeah,
yeah, there's loads of things happening, lots and other things will no doubt come up between now and when we do those episodes, won't they? So I don't think anything's out of bounds really, but as long
no,
as it's scuba related,
yeah.
Yeah,
And any ideas that you
yeah.
have, let us know.
absolutely. And I think we'll just build on it slowly and surely as we sort of find our feet again. You know,
Yeah,
it's just getting going again, isn't it? Getting
Yeah, and I think
get
Craig's right. I mean, any comments, I think we want this to be interactive, don't we? So, any comments, you just want to chat about scuba diving, just leave us a comment. Any ideas of things that you'd like us to do, no guarantees that we'll do it, but you know, any ideas that come out there, and if there's enough of the same thing, then obviously we'll look into it, won't we?
yeah,
And um, you know, um,
yeah.
it's just I think it's just everybody subscribe, which we haven't mentioned yet. Subscribe. um,
and,
you know,
Do
and
go back and have a look at the old stuff.
yeah,
There's
uh,
some really good episodes. Going back to what
absolutely.
we did before, there's some really interesting gear reviews.
yeah,
Your dive tables,
yeah.
the hits on that have
51,000
been.
views in the last five
It's
years. I think
really good.
it's
Yeah,
just RDP tables in under 5 minutes.
yeah,
And new divers, Matt, from teaching in the classroom. When I was teaching in the classroom, RDP always seemed to be really difficult to get through to new divers, including me when I was doing
Same
it
as
as well.
me. Yeah, yeah.
But we found a way and did a video that shows you how to use this table in under 5 minutes. And the comments we've had about it, it just seems to help people because they are really easy to use.
yeah,
All right, we don't use them. I've never used them as a diver because we have our computers and things like that. But it's good to know that if your computer fails,
It's the
that you can.
basics, isn't it?
Yeah, and so it's part of the Paddy course, so you've got to learn it. But yeah, go on YouTube, have a look for RDP tables, and learn it in under 5 minutes. And again, give us your comments, tell us what you think.
Yeah. Well, Craig and myself had a really good, enjoyable one as well that we recorded, where we talked about a lot of books that we'd read on scuba, and so we'll perhaps revisit that and see what's come out in the last sort of 5 years that we've been through. That could be good fun. And I'd also like to point out, despite our slightly more mature years, we're very aware of the social media side of things as well. So,
You are.
well, maybe I am from running my own podcast. So, we've got the Instagram. I've set up a TikTok, which hasn't had any videos put on it as yet because I haven't had a chance. But we're going to start trying to push them. Have we got a Facebook group? I don't know. If not, we'll set. If not, we'll set.
Well, it's a Facebook something.
Yeah.
But you can have the login details. You are the social media guru.
Wouldn't go that
one
far.
into S&M.
I won't go that far.
Well, as he mentioned, our age, I'm old. He's even older, and you're the young pup. So.
So I've just led myself up the garden path there for extra work, haven't I? Basically.
Oh, yes.
Well,
I'm sure we'll all do it.
I'm sure we will. But
it.
But what I have found with my own podcast is having a Facebook group is so much better than having a page because people can interact and it just seems to work so much better. So if we haven't got one, we will have one.
We haven't, but we will have
fairly shortly. So yeah, Instagram. I think that's kind of it. I don't touch X as it is, so that's that. I don't know if people do or not anymore. Haven't got a clue. I've never used it.
On all the socials anyway, won't we? And
yeah,
obviously on YouTube and all the podcasts.
Easy for you to say.
I've had a whole tango,
cool.
On all the usual podcast sites eventually.
Yes, that's what I was going to say as well. For people who have listened and people who haven't before as well, the audio only was up there. It's not at the moment, but fingers crossed we can get it back somehow. It's just on the list of jobs to do.
Yeah. Bit of money.
Bit of money. Absolutely.
That's the news coming. That is the feature that starts. Did you see in the news?
Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
Is that our thing?
Yeah.
Did you see in? I like it. Actually. Did you?
That's good. I didn't. No, I didn't see in the news. No.
Did you see in the news about the discovery of the Roman shipwreck?
No, but I am now intrigued.
So this is just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
A group.
Why are you telling Matt and not me?
Because you're listening right here.
Yeah. It would be strange YouTube video if Craig's looking you in the eye and not talking to me.
Yeah, but he's saying, Matt, have you heard? Or Matt and Jim, have you heard?
Okay, we'll start that bit again.
No, I quite like it. I think we should keep going.
Matt, Jim, did you see in the news that a Roman shipwreck over 2,000 years old has been discovered here in Europe? Just 2 weeks ago, a group of private divers 3 miles off the coast of Sicily have found a Roman shipwreck that is absolutely filled to the brim with amphora bottles. Wow. And this is just very recent news because it was literally August the 10th, August the 11th that the news broke. I don't know when they actually found it, but it's recent news. It's not the easiest for normal recreational divers to dive on because it's in 46 meters. But the local authorities out there say that it's the most significant find in recent years of this type of shipwreck, and my ears pricked up when I saw it because that's the sort of thing. I don't know if they were looking for it or if they just happened to be out diving, hunting around. But can you imagine that feeling? Wow. And they have identified the ship.
Wow.
Apparently, but can you imagine diving? I mean, clearly they're I don't know if they were rebreathers or tech divers, but they're in 46 meters, so they're experienced people, and I presume they've gone off a sonar or they've found a place to dive that they've wanted to go and investigate. But can you imagine descending into that sort of depth and coming across a ship that clearly no one has ever dived on? It hasn't been seen for 2,000 years.
And
So,
do we know
yeah.
if there's anything still in the bottles or?
They don't know. They
Oh,
don't. Yeah, they're investigating that now. That will be the next news to whilst they're now
full of
identifying.
2,000-year-old olive oil or
Yeah,
wow,
Yeah.
red,
red wine.
red wine.
Wet wine.
Yeah.
Red wine. Well, talking of alcohol,
Mhm.
did you see the news, Matt and Craig? Did you see the news recently? And it is only recently. I think it was back in 2025, but the news has only just come up in the last couple of weeks since we've been doing this. But a Belgian diver has come across a 162-year-old bottle of Guinness.
I did see this in the news.
You did see this?
Missed
I
this
did.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
I
it's
do like a drop of Guinness.
Yeah.
Is he selling it?
he thinks that apparently he found this one bottle, but he thinks there may be crates and crates of this stuff on this wreck that's in the Strait of Dover, is it? I think
Off the Dover Straits, yeah. I can't
yeah.
off the top of my head, I can't remember the name of it, but yeah.
Was it the
Guinness, he said.
Guinness?
The name's it's called Guinness.
Was it the Minova wreck or something?
Something began with an N, didn't it? But yeah.
But again, they came across it. They came across
just
it. No one, yeah,
diving
I
for
don't
it.
think they were looking for it, as far as I know. Yeah, it came across this 162-year-old bottle, 1864, I think it was, if my maths are correct.
Well, he has also written a book on the wrecks of the Straits of Dover, which I've purchased, but I haven't got round to reading as yet. So I'd be interested to see if the wreck is mentioned in there or not.
Imagine finding that as well. Like you say,
I mean,
it's
amazing, wouldn't it?
if you don't scuba dive, you don't find these things, do you?
No, that's it. You don't find them on land.
Quite incredible.
Yeah.
Did you see anything in the news, Matt?
Unfortunately, I can't think of anything that I saw in the news to add to this section. Sadly, I've been trying to story of my life, Craig, letting people down. It's one of my life skills.
You're very good at it, I must say.
Thank you very much. I take great pride.
You're welcome.
So Jim and I have just decided in Secret Code you are leading the news in the next episode.
We've decided that.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Telepathy. That's Norfolk telepathy, isn't it? Because you're sat there together. Yeah.
Like Craig's made that law now.
Fair enough.
That's on the YouTube podcast now. That's it.
Yeah, that's not being cut out. That is going in.
Yeah.
So that leads us into summing up where we're at, what we're doing, and where we're going.
Yeah. And what is that?
You're driving home. I'm going downstairs to bed.
Yeah, I'm going to spend 2 hours getting home.
And I'm already home.
He's at home.
I'm going to go and have my evening meal. I'm on the 7th floor of this hotel, so quite nice, really, being up high for a change. So yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm teaching in September. Recreational diving, haven't got any booked till November. But again, if the shore diving picks up again and I can go, then I shall be doing some more shore diving in the next month or so. That's what I've got planned, roughly.
So I'm got a dive planned in a couple of weeks' time on the island of Lundy, which is famous for its seal colonies. There's 200 or 300 seals there. That is a colony that lives there all year. Lundy, for those that don't know, is off the west coast of the UK, halfway between the southern county of Devon and the country of Wales. It's an hour and a half boat ride from Ilfracombe in Devon, and we're going down for a week. So hopefully I will have some really good footage of the seals in Lundy when we do our next episode.
And I used to be able to see Lundy Island from my bedroom window.
Good Lord. I have...
Not from Cambridge, no. From Devon.
And what body of water is it in, Craig?
The Bristol
That would
Channel.
be the Bristol Channel.
The what channel?
The
Bristol Channel, yeah. So, as a side, in our local pub quiz, the landlord asked what body of water the small island of Lundy was in, and so we all wrote down Bristol Channel. And when he was reading out his answer, he said the British Channel, and the whole pub went, "What? No, it's the Bristol Channel." He went, no, it's the British Channel. No. And we are in the end. He's like 2 points for everybody, and we still remind him of it every now and again. Is that the British channel, Ian? Shut up.
It hasn't moved. It is definitely still in the Bristol Channel.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm yet to find where the British channel is as well.
Wrapping it up, really. We have got a lot coming up. Do subscribe and do like and follow us, because there are some good things coming up, and you wouldn't want to miss it, would you?
No, of course you wouldn't. And tell people as well. Tell people verbally.
Yeah,
Tell
yeah.
people. Tell people we're back.
We're back.
Please.
We're back.
We're back.
Yeah, and do go back and have a look at some of the videos that we've done. And if you've got any ideas for future stuff you'd like to see, let us know. And hit the subscribe button, please.
So that's just about it, really, isn't it? I think we've got lots coming up, and we'll speak to you all soon. See you all soon.
Yeah.